Let's hear the top 10 studies that we need to know. Back to Dr. Kataria.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Madan Kataria. Je suis connu le docteur Dori de Bombay. À cette formation, on rit comme on n'a jamais ri avant. I love French language. It's so sweet, beautiful. And Fabrice, every time, make us feel very special in France. We once had a dinner at the second level of Eiffel Tower. And to have a dinner at that place was a great one. I suggest that you guys all go at least once in your lifetime and have dinner at Eiffel Tower level 2. In the night, you can see beautiful Paris. And you must be ready to laugh at your credit card bill. It's very, very expensive. Très bien, très bien. Oui. Très bien, très bien. Super. Friend, now if you really want to upgrade yourself to Laughter Yoga 2.0, we must have some research studies. So earlier I was always saying that there are about 40 to 50 Laughter Yoga research studies. Then I started searching and then, heaps and heaps, more than 100 studies. And somebody told me there are more than 200 research studies on Laughter Yoga. Perhaps you can search also. But I captured some of the studies, which I think it's very important for all of us, because post-COVID, the demand for Laughter Yoga is going up. And having some research studies in your pocket will be a very big advantage for us to show to the people that what we are talking is no laughing matter. So there are several studies which I want to share with you, but I'm still working on that to select which one is too good. So what I came up with the idea that depending on where you are presenting Laughter Yoga, so you have to have a few studies ready in that particular category. Suppose you want to make money and corporate world is ready to give you money. Business people have lots of money, provided you give them the value, you give them the experience of Laughter Yoga. But I think business people are very logical and they would love to see any evidence that what Laughter Yoga can do for the business world. And as I said in my last opening speech, that the next pandemic is going to be the mental health pandemic. Now, by all standards, we are going to have heaps and heaps of Laughter Yoga work in the field of mental health. So what do we need? What kind of studies we need to prove that Laughter Yoga is good for mental health? As I told you, depression, anxiety. So I was thinking depression is very big, but anxiety is even bigger than depression. And I always say depression and anxiety, they are twin sisters or twin brothers, whatever you call them. So they are always together. And lots of, I found at least 15, 20 studies. Now I was confused which one to give you. So I selected some and I will continue to work with, to develop, because it's not easy to simplify the research papers. And then another field where Laughter Yoga is most needed is seniors. In the next 30 years, the number of seniors all over the world is going to double the number of seniors, because life expectancy is going up and the quality of life for seniors is not good. And a lot of people, when they retire, they have nothing to do. They get stressed and they get lonely, they get depressed, and then they start drinking alcohol, addictions, gambling, everything starts. And whatever money they have saved rest of their lives, they will spoil everything in addictions or gambling. And of course, getting depressed when you're older is no fun, and quality of life is not good. So I have figured out that a lot of studies, especially on depression and anxiety, are very important. So I've selected some, and I'm going to show you the highlights. But the complete studies, I'm going to give you the PDF, which you can select which one you want to use for where. Also, I feel that there must be some studies about universal problem. What is the universal problem is stress. And stress reduction, I think more than maybe 50 to 60 studies only measuring the stress levels. And now I'm going to share with you some of the papers which, haha, and there you go. There you go. This is still school, laughter yoga with school children. Save out. Comes in research papers. Here you go. Hey guys. Now the first study I recommend you should all keep it handy is the comparison between simulated and spontaneous laughter. For years I was waiting that there has to be some study. We always say laughter yoga is an exercise program, fake and real laughter has no difference. And I was always suggesting to the researchers that please take a group of people laughing by watching funny movies, by using humor, cognitive faculty of the mind, and take a group of people doing laughter yoga and compare where we are, which is better. And guess what? This study came from University of Auckland in New Zealand. And this is where what they compared was the cardiovascular effect, means they measured the heart rate variability, very important. You know, number one sickness in the world, maximum number of people die is from cardiovascular illnesses, hypertension, strokes, heart stroke, brain stroke, and you know. So this study is very, very important. So when you look at any scientific studies, what do you look at it? First, that where this study was conducted. And if it is being done in important universities all over the world, more credible it is, more acceptable it is. Second, where was it published? So if studies not published, of course it is credible, but it has to be published somewhere. So maybe you should be able to see the link to in which journal and which year and when was it published. And this is what I say in 2018, this study was conducted in University of Auckland, and complementary therapies in medicine, that's where it was. And if you want to see the study link, there's a link here. Okay, what did they do in New Zealand? 72 participants, they give them 6 minutes of intervention. So either they will do 6 minutes of laughter yoga or they will watch funny movies for 6 minutes. And this is it. And then what they measured was the very sensitive index. Heart rate variability means whether your heart responds to your autonomic nervous system control. So heart rate can go up and down depending upon what's going on up in your head. So this is where, and what they found is that.
Sir, slide पहले से नहीं stuck हो गया, चल नहीं रहा.
Okay, I'll stop sharing the slide and I'll start again. Okay, Vinayak tells me that my slide was stuck and people couldn't see it. That's why it's very important to keep somebody next to you. Okay, Vinayak. See, a lot of things to laugh about. Can you see this?
Yes. Go to the next. Yes, next.
Okay, now this is the slide I was saying that where it was conducted, and now you can see.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Yay. 72 participants, they were asked to laugh for 3 sessions of 6 minutes each. And one group was doing fake laughter or laughter yoga exercises that comes from laughter yoga, and others, they were watching funny movies, and they measured the heart rate variability. And this is the graph. Now, I'm not going to spend time looking into the, so I'm going to give it to you, everything you read, and it's absolutely amazing. If you see that the firm line, the black line is laughter yoga, and there is a significant change in the heart rate, drop in the heart rate, reduction, heart rate availability is going lower, means your heart is very strong. And this is what other parameters that they will, whether the autonomic system is controlling your heart rate is working or not. So conclusion was that laughter leads to the increased heart rate and reduced heart rate variability. So this is similar to effect of exercise. When you exercise, your heart rate goes up. And this is what they measured, that your heart is responding to the stimulus. Okay, now this is something which second study, of course, the first one we did in Bangalore, India, was in a yoga university where Vinayak was educated, and it's called SVyasa, very famous yoga university. And this is where 200 participants randomly from 3 IT companies, they participated in laughter yoga group and control group. And what they did was, you know, that they measured salivary cortisol for your stress levels, and of course respiratory and autonomic parameters. And most important is your emotional intelligence, your stress perception, alexithymia scale, so which I'll explain to you. And this is what they did, laughter yoga. And heart rate, you can see, it's very difficult to drop the heart rate, is not easy. And what they found, that as compared to control group, there was a decrease in heart rate. And this is the figures you can say. Blood pressure. Blood pressure is also an indicator of stress. And if you can see, there is a 6% reduction in the systolic and 4% reduction in diastolic as compared to the control group. And if you see cortisol level, cortisol is a stress hormone, 28% reduction. But even in the control group, there was a reduction because of the festival level. There was a festival, those days there's some break. But you can't compare. Laughter yoga reduction of cortisol was 28%. And this is what we call emotional intelligence. Your positive emotions go up and your negative emotions go down. And of course, perceived stress, how you perceive. See, everybody has a stress, but how you react to the stress makes a difference. People who are laughing, they can take on stress. They can cope up with stress in a much better way. And this is alexithymia, is the opposite of the emotional, your ability to express your emotions in a right way. Ho, ho, ha, ha. Now, this I'm showing you because if you want to reach out to the business people, corporate people, this US study, which was published in 2007, that which was done by one of our students there, Judy Young. She was from Laughter Links, Laughter Yoga, and 33 employees, 15 minutes of laughter, 15 sessions. Altogether, they did, and look at the results. Before, after that, even 60 days, blue line is 60 days after that. So please I'm going to give you all these PowerPoints and these slides in a PDF file. You can study them. These are all competency profile, how your efficiency, performance improves. So this is something you can always show to the corporate world. They will know what it means to be positive, emotions, empathy, and social identification. Now, our Laughter Yoga ambassador teacher from Moscow, he is very passionate about Laughter Yoga, and he conducted one study with a retail chain in Moscow, in Russia, and he made them laugh like crazy. And they found that happiness index, the 60 people were involved, and they did Laughter Yoga for 5 times in a week. My goodness. And morning and evening also. And I have the videos, and this is what you can see the difference before and after, how much change in their happiness index. And these are the indicators. You can say that activity, mood in the employees after the invention, there is an improvement in the well-being. And this is what optimism, when people are laughing, they are more confident. They can sell more, so sales can go up. And these are the indicators how relaxed they feel before and after Laughter Yoga. And this is another scale which says that Laughter Yoga can help to, again, something relaxing effect. So this is the left is a control group, right is the Laughter Yoga group. So this is Russian study. You can go through this in detail. And now comes Slovenia. Now this is, mind you, this study is not published, but still it is from a university, from a business organization. What business people want is that to stay ahead in competition, each company must be creative, create some new ideas, new concepts. So if you are not creating something new, you cannot compete with the other companies. So always company come ask them to. So in this study in Slovenia, what they did was Laughter Yoga is a way to enhance the creativity in the enterprises, in the companies. So this is, you can go through that. This is just a general information. What they found was important is that they did study with 50 people, and what they found was in this study that as a result, participants performed Laughter Yoga before solving the test, and creativity recorded approximately 40% better results than those did not attend. So there was a control group, and also 40% improvement in creativity. Wow. We always say children are 72% creative and grown-ups, adults are only 22. Now, if Laughter Yoga can enhance the creativity, that's much better. And this is what we find always in our Laughter Yoga trainings. We can create new exercises within the training, just like that. Now, this is another study which I want to tell you that very important, and tell the all business companies, one of the biggest problem in the business world is burnout. Now, how Laughter Yoga can help to deal with the burnouts? This study comes from Egypt. Now, this is where it was conducted, and this is 2019 Psychiatric Mental Health and Addiction Treatment Center in Egypt. They did Laughter Yoga exercises for 30 minutes per day for 1 week and repeated for 3 months. And result revealed that this highly significant reduction in the mean scores of burnout in experimental group as compared to the control group. There was a control group and there was a intervention group. So I'm not going to go through all the text, but you can see this study, if you show it to anyone that burnout, they will understand that how Laughter Yoga can reduce the burnout. This is the graph. And ho ho, ha ha, he. Okay. Now, this study is very important for me as a medical doctor. As I told you that anxiety and depression is very difficult to treat. Actually, the medication we use for depression and anxiety, this is not a cure. This is to control the symptoms of anxiety and depression. For example, in depression, there is a decrease of some neurotransmitter serotonin in your brain. And anxiety, there is a extra stimulation of your sympathetic system. And what tranquilizers and antidepressant, they are doing nothing just to cut down the symptom and numb your nerves and create some chemical balance artificially. But the real treatment for depression and anxiety lies in the change in lifestyle, change in your environment. That is it. That's why psychotherapists help them to get back to their lifestyle. So this study, I'm telling you, this is a comparison of laughter yoga with anti-anxiety medication on a disease called IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. If you have heard about this disease, this is not an infection. This is nothing. Irritable bowel syndrome is a manifestation of anxiety. And it's very difficult to treat. As a doctor, I know that irritable bowel syndrome is in the mind. So we can't. So in this study, what they did was they took a group of people doing laughter yoga and group of people on anti-anxiety medication. So they wanted to see which one works better. So I tell you that anti-anxiety medication has lots of side effects. And mind you, this is not a cure. And in this study, which was conducted in, I think, Iran. So I want to give you a news that laughter yoga in Iran is incredibly popular. If any Muslim country which is accepted laughter yoga in a biggest way is Iran. And we must be thinking that those people are very conservative people. They won't allow people to laugh. It's not true. In fact, still 80 to 90% laughter yogis in Iran are the women. And actually, this is a very good news that the local government in Tehran, they are encouraging laughter yoga. And that is why in the University of Tehran, there are more than 10 laughter yoga studies. I can give you all the papers later on that you can see that. So this study was to see the comparison between what medicine can do, what laughter yoga is still the best medicine. So what they did was that they conducted studies on 60 patients of irritable bowel syndrome. And then they found that IBS greatly reduced in laughter yoga group as compared to anti-anxiety medication group. And this is the graph. This is the study which clearly indicates before and after. And you can say they have written yoga, and second is anti-anxiety medication. You can see the comparison. This is mind-blowing. So this gives us a message that laughter really is the best medicine. And it can help many, especially when I'm talking about mental pandemic. It's not only depression, mental pandemic is also anxiety. Okay, now the next study I want to talk to you about is Korean study. Again, we always say that measuring serotonin levels in depression is very important, serotonin. So this is the only study I could find which is measuring the serotonin levels and in depression and quality of life in middle-aged women in Korea. Now, There's not much detail in English, but I found a little English paragraphs from that study, but I've got the graphs. So here it is. Okay, you can see this. If you closely study that, there are 3 levels of depression: mild, moderate, and severe depression. Now, take your time because I don't have time to look detail into that. But definitely, even in severe depression, the serotonin shoot up. Ho ho, ha ha, he he. Another reason to laugh. Take a long deep breath with me and laugh with me. Laughter yoga is no laughing matter. Take a long deep breath. Another one. And laugh. Okay. Now, one more Iranian study on anxiety and depression on nursing student. So I'm not going into detail. You can read all these graphs. Ho ho. Now, this is when you say that laughter yoga is an exercise program. So how do you compare laughter with other exercise program? So this is one study where they compared laughter yoga with abdominal crunches, that to strengthen your trunk muscles, which is better, laughter yoga or abdominal crunches? Guess what? It's laughter yoga. Now, German studies are very serious study. They are no laughing. Nobody can take it granted. German people, whatever they do it very, very deep, very serious. So this study is already published study. And what's important is here, they found that this internal oblique muscles was not involved in abdominal crunches. And they say laughter yoga can reach to the deepest level of your abdominal muscles to strengthen your abs. So you can think about in future, 6-pack laughter, yay. And you can go for 8-pack laughter, yay. Okay, now these are all graphics. So this is what they crunches. There is another laughter in the middle, and you see back lifting. Now you see in the middle, the graphics, there's a lot of movements everywhere. And this is blank, 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 blank. Only laughter yoga is full everywhere. See all the types of muscles. See the activity. It's mind-blowing. Very good. Very good. Yay. Now, this is one more study which is conducted by Celeste. She is there in our call now. Celeste is a laughter yoga teacher and ambassador from USA. And now, importance of this study, I want to tell you that this is laughter-based exercise program on health. See, when you grow older in senior centers, it's very important to keep doing laughter, keep doing physical exercise, what we call PA, physical exercise program, in order to stay healthy. But seniors don't feel like doing exercises because they don't feel motivated to do exercises on regular basis. So they give up. They do it half-heartedly. I remember when I went to Hong Kong, I went to a senior center and they were making them lift their arm. They were just they were not interested. So the very next room where they were doing exercise was laughter yoga room. And all people, 60 to 70 people in the laughter yoga room lit up. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. So this study showed that if you combine physical exercises with laughter, they feel more motivated to continue their exercise program. So this is your laughter yoga can make any exercise program interesting so that people feel motivated to do this. Next study. Slovenia study, which is very important. You know, after we talk about heart attack, cardiovascular illnesses, another pandemic disease is diabetes, blood sugar, and people are suffering from blood sugar, anything. So this study shows that laughter yoga reduces fasting as well as postprandial after lunch sugar controls much better. So this is University of Maribor, and this study is very significant when you talk to any group of people doing having diabetes. But mind you, we are not promising that laughter yoga will cure diabetes, but it can control your sugar in a much better way. So this is what they found. This is not the sugar level, this is other stress, mood, relaxation. And this is, look at this, mean glucose level. So without medicine, people are with medicine both. Before sugar level 9.60, without laughter yoga, and after laughter yoga is 7.92. Wow. You can see these two figures also, from 9.2, 9.25 to 890, 893. Wow. Okay, Japanese people are no laughing matter. Whatever they do it very seriously. And in this study with elderly people, what they found that laughter yoga exercises can reduce body weight, cholesterol level, triglycerides, and this HbA1c means glycosylated hemoglobin, means controlling the sugar also, and help people to increase the bone density. So when you grow older, your bones become osteoporotic, and this also helps to strengthen your bone. It will help you to control your sugar. It will help you to control your lipoproteins like cholesterol and triglycerides. What about that? How about that? So this study you must keep in your pocket and tell everybody bone density, where everybody knows that when you grow older, you need to have calcium and vitamin D to keep your bones stronger. But along with vitamin D and calcium, do not forget to add laughter yoga. Now, quick. Now, this is very big. Are you listening? Dementia, Alzheimer's, big time problem all over the world. So this study again from Japan, which says that laughter yoga can reduce the cognitive, the degenerative, it can not only actually slow down the process of dementia, so that the quality of life for senior Alzheimer's and dementia patients. So now if you see this graph, it's mind-blowing. So first, they also see blood pressure from 28 to 18, diastolic 80 to 74, muscle hardiness also reduces, stress, cortisol level also gone down. And here it is, another, look at this, other scales. So you can find these details in the study I'm going to give you. Now, one study which you must know is that chopstick study. So we always teach in our laughter yoga class, even if you hold a pencil or a chopstick underneath your teeth, it can change, called facial feedback. Means if you change your facial expression forcibly, it can create changes in your mind. So this is the study. It was conducted in Germany again. When you hold chopstick in between your teeth and hold chopstick in your lips, nothing happens when you hold that stick in the lips, and then everything happens. These are the studies you can see. So I want to thank you, because this was a little text heavy subject, but I think if you want to, this is not just, this is what I have given is just tip of the iceberg. It's not a big thing. So friends, I'm going to give you the PDF of all the studies as it is, and I'm going to work more and more. I'm going to dig out more than 200, 300 research papers from all over the world and make it simplified and Laughter. Thank you so much.